Show me your dice.
Okay, aggressive. I'm rolling Vex today, shocking absolutely nobody. We should have seen this one coming.
I chose Pike today for a specific reason with Vex.
Pike has some good moments in this episode. Good fucking bear.
I love Pike. But no, yeah, I will be rolling Pike today. These are new dice. Courteous of an early birthday present from Allie.
Yeah, guys, say happy birthday to Meg. By the time you guys see this, it'll be right around your birthday, actually. Yeah, this will be coming out the day after your birthday. Everyone say happy birthday preemptive or retroactively to Meg, because her birthday was yesterday by the time you guys are seeing this.
That's crazy. Whole 28.
Also, you guys want to see my shirt?
When we sat down, I literally looked at her and I was like, I see what shirt you're wearing.
You know, it's gonna make a lot more sense in the next episode, guys, I promise.
I'm not ready for that.
I am. It's one of my favorite episodes. Rollies?
I kind of want to, I want to see how Pike rolls for me, because she
rolls really well for me.
She rolls so well for you to where if it comes out, like if the Pike dice come out during our campaign, we all break out in like a sweat. Ready?
Yep.
Count of 3. 1, 2, 3, roll. What'd you get?
What'd you get?
I asked you first.
You go first.
I got a 14.
Natural 20.
Is that the first one we've had?
No, I rolled a natural 20 on the Pike dice on another episode. Megan, tell everyone what we're watching today.
I think I've introduced every Vox ever since season 2.
You're me with Andor season 2.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Rated MA. As always, I'm Meg, this is Allie, and today we'll be watching The Legend of Vox Machina Season 2, Episode 3, The Sunken Tomb. Now, this is a very interesting episode. I actually do like this episode, and the next one's gonna make me a little emotional as well. If you see Allie and I looking down at any point during this episode, we are not ignoring the show or anything. We just take notes throughout, and then we have a notes portion at the very end where we discuss and have a good time and laugh a little bit. There's soapboxes, everything you could probably think of.
There's tangents and side conversations.
Yes.
It's like a D&D game.
Pretty much, actually. So it's very fitting. Just as a heads up, Allie and I have seen the show many a times. This is one of our favorite shows. But is there anything else, Allie, before jumping in?
Yes, there is something that I would like to add. So, Meg and I are going to be in person together for the first time in several months. If you guys don't know, if you're new to our channel, Meg lives on the West Coast, I live on the East Coast, so we are thousands of miles apart from each other. But we will actually be together because our Dungeons and Dragons group is doing an in-person game. But Meg and I are anticipating that another Mighty Nein trailer will be coming out during that trip, because during that same weekend, I will be seeing Critical Role live in New York. So if you guys are going to the New York Critical Role one-shot that's going to be live, come say hi. I'll be there as well. So they're going to be in New York, but New York Comic-Con is also that weekend. And I anticipate that a secondary trailer for the Mighty Nein will be coming out while Meg and I are together. So we're going to be filming it. We put up a post on our community page, but I know not everyone checks that. So this is my throw to all of you. Would you like to see Meg and I do something together? We are thinking about doing a live stream. That was one of the things that we offered up, doing a live stream here on YouTube. We're also doing like a Q&A or some sort of combination of the both. We probably won't stay on for too long, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how things go. But one, if you guys have any questions for us, please head over to our community page and leave questions for us there. And two, is that something that you guys are interested in seeing? It would probably be the weekend of, what is it, the like 13th or 11th or something. Probably the 11th or the 12th are the days that we're thinking of. October 11th, October 12th. If you guys are more interested in just a regular style Q&A, we'll just film that while we're together. If not, we can do a live stream, but that takes a little bit more planning and prep, which is why we're bringing this up now. You'll probably hear me mention this in other videos coming up in the future. I'll also be mentioning it in our Arcane reactions coming out from now on, but I just wanted to throw that out there to see what the general consensus was. So please head over to our community page, leave a comment over there, vote on that poll that we put up, and just let us know so that Meg and I can make sure that we deliver.
We're currently at 62% for the live stream and then 38% for the filmed Q&A.
So right now it sounds like we're going to do a live stream, which is cool.
Okay, without further ado, shall we jump in?
Yes, we should. Here we go.
That looks fixable.
Just need some tape.
Your offerings grow ever smaller. I trust the remaining treasure has been wrung from him.
Oh, that's right. Isn't she like
As you commanded,
astral
Thodak,
projecting?
every last ounce
Pike is,
delivered
yes.
to your
Yeah.
feet.
And once all is in order, the entire realm shall quake in our shadow.
I love how deep and resonant Lance Reddick's voice is, but it's so quiet.
Yeah. No, it really is.
Like, it's quiet, but it's like really rich. I think that's a decent way to put it.
Whoa. Are you okay?
No. The dragons, they're moving. Expanding across Taldore.
She could have been scrying too, because when she astral projected, she was
She'd had the
she was
halo
like
around her, and
yeah,
people would be
she
able
was
to
like
see her.
transparent.
Yeah, no, she's probably scrying. You're right.
She could have been scrying. I'm not sure.
Amman was the first place that accepted us. It kind of felt like our home. When we find the tomb and find that fucking vestige.
Well, I've got good news and bad news on that front.
Now, where did he come from?
Don't worry about it, honey. Just be glad he's there.
Oh my god, I did not even check to see if my camera was centered. Sorry, guys. You guys didn't notice that I was slightly off center.
No tomb.
No temple, no ruins, no nothing.
It's not an illusion either.
This is a vestige of divergence we're talking about. I doubt it'll be waiting for us wrapped in gift paper. We have to be careful around here.
I love this part.
I love having a foot fetish.
Yep. I love having a foot fetish.
This is the best. Hold on, Scanlan. Anyone?
Jesus.
Close fucking call. Oh, which one of you guys saved me?
That would be us.
You know about the tomb?
Oh, we're full of secrets, which we'd be happy to share. As soon as you make us a campfire.
The tomb was built for the Matron of Ravens, the goddess of death. It enshrines the body of her ancient champion. His name was Pervon.
Pervon?
Last name Pedo Bear?
That's from the campaign. They really said that to Matt, and Matt was like, okay.
I mean, you gotta get your perv on.
Where'd you pick up that beauty?
Oh, this old thing. Well, I had to kill a demon for it.
We just picked up quite a haul of magical items. Didn't we, Scanlan?
Huh?
Oh, Vex.
Ooh, a broom. Marvelous. Oh,
Well, that's an interesting and yet chunky belt. What's it do?
I love Grog with the beard.
I got a beard!
That's all?
I got a beard!
Okay, it's awesome.
the Slayer's take assumed the tomb was destroyed centuries ago. Turns out, it's still there.
And we can't take any more chances tomorrow. Sister, do not go far from me.
I'll be fine.
It's beautiful.
It was an accident. I only...
Heirloom has been passed down through generations of elven nobility. You are nothing but a mistake.
That's enough! Don't you dare talk to her like that! Vex, get your things.
No, we don't need to...
Yes, we do. Goodbye, father.
Lake, tomb.
Then your map's wrong.
Voila.
So I suppose everyone grab a bucket and we'll have this emptied by springtime.
Actually, we were thinking Earth, Wind, and Fire here could assist.
That's interesting to me because in the campaign, she actually uses control water, and it separates it completely, like in half.
That's what Zara uses, is control water.
Yeah.
But I get why they did it for the campaign because Keyleth hasn't taken her water trial yet. That'll be the last one that she does, I think. That's the one that killed her mom.
Yeah, because they did it there, and they actually wanted to like freeze it and like make a big tunnel of ice, and then to make a good like a slide and go down in it.
Pavan.
Charming.
Those vestiges belong with the take, not some tourists.
Shouldn't be too hard to swipe it out from under them.
Keep your eyes sharp. There will be traps and they will be deadly.
The deadlier the traps, the richer the reward.
Well, about that.
Don't want to trip on this. Found a trap. That might have been my fault.
No.
Frog hitting every single trap in this area cracks me the fuck up.
Vex, stay where you are.
I'm coming.
Well, no use waiting around here.
Maybe we should just go back. If you gave Father a chance, you'd see.
Let's see what I've seen 1,000 times before.
We have nothing.
You have me. Remember?
You never let me forget. I can stand on my own.
It's just, you don't need...
Stop telling me what I need. I don't need rescuing, and I don't need you.
My poor boy.
Waters. Why?
Get up here, Bite.
I love them.
Oh, Grog, did you just fart?
Like, how recently? Bite!
Moradaro! Shit dicks! They're everywhere! Oh, good fucking bear!
I love Ashley. He really looks like an anime character in that still. I wonder what class Zara is. I don't know. My guess is Warlock, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
She could also, of course, be multi-class.
Don't worry, I'll save you.
Bullshit. I'll save you.
I'm trying to find it, but I remember that her patron is the moon. At least I'm most positive. I could be wrong. I'm wrong.
She's a tiefling warlock.
Who's her patron?
Her patron is the Great Old One. She's Pact of the Tome.
Vex, are you hurt?
Stop worrying about me. I'm fine.
When you were fighting those things, you seemed...
Pike, we need to press on. There could be more of them.
The vestige is supposedly in Purvan's sarcophagus. And of course, there's 6 of them.
You impressed? 'Cause you fucking should be.
Yes, you're very clever.
Looks like some kind of fish orgy.
I've tried that. It's pretty good.
Let's find a vestige.
Wait, let me give it a look first.
Grog, fuck's sake!
Everyone, just stay put. Don't step on anything, don't pull anything, don't do anything. Something's down there.
Hey, don't keep all the loot for yourself.
No promises.
Did you find something, Trinket?
This is about the time that I start shaking my head.
Well, shall we take a look?
Maybe we shouldn't.
Your brother
call.
certainly wouldn't approve.
Then perhaps just a peek.
The Deathwalker's ward.
Oh. He's such a soft heart.
I know. That's why I love him.
Max? Stop. You need to wait for my brother.
I was gone for 30 seconds. What the hell happened?
Your sister died.
Max!
What's wrong? What happened?
I'm tearing up.
I know. It's hard.
Brother, I'm sorry. I didn't think.
No, you don't understand. You don't need me. I need to not go far from me.
I won't. I swear it.
That was one of the most rude endings.
The do not go far from me hit me. Hit me. It hit me in the face. I'm not crying, but I did tear up a little bit there.
You know what? I'll fully admit to it. I'm crying. I'm like really fighting back the tears from like falling down my face. Granted, they didn't know the trap was there in the town. How could they? But like,
No, but they should have waited. That's the whole point, is they should have waited.
to disarm the trap.
Yes. Or not even that, just to know that there was one there.
Yeah.
All it would have taken was Percy putting that tile in, watching the sarcophagus come up, and someone running to the hole and being like, Vax, we found it, come up here. But no, they just fucking ran right into it. And unfortunately, consequences are a huge part of D&D, and this
is one of them, and it's a big one.
This is what happens, you know?
And this leads to Vax to...
It leads to one of the fucking saddest storylines in Critical Role history, but one of the most rewarding as well. But it's, I mean, now take this with a grain of salt. Meg and I love Vax. He is our favorite character. He is one of my favorite Critical Role characters, apart from, ironically enough, Liam's other character, Caleb from Campaign 2. But knowing what happens to Vax and having to watch it play out step by step, year by year over the course of this animated show has been like torture. And then the end of the show, Meg and I are going to be bawling.
Allie in the season finale of Andor is going to be me, and it's going to be her again.
Yeah, because I'll tell you this. I've seen the end of Campaign 1 like 2 or 3 times. And it's similar to me with Bard's Lament of like, I almost can't watch it because it makes me so upset. But sometimes you just need a good cry. The end of the campaigns are always really sad, but this one in particular, because it kind of ends on a tragic note, is so, like it hurts, you know?
It hurts bad. Like even today, I knew this was gonna be sad and hurt. I had to mentally prepare myself for this all day. God, I'm not ready to see Vax's fate play out on screen. I'm not ready for that. Like in the end, I'm not ready. I'm not.
No. Have you ever watched the end of the campaign?
I've never watched it play out. I know what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's worse than you think it is.
Oh, lovely. That makes me so happy to hear, Allie. This is exactly how I want to spend my Saturday evening.
I'll put it this way. Spoilers for the end of Campaign 1. Spoilers for the end of Vox Machina. The last, like, sentence-ish of the campaign is, and every day a raven comes to visit.
Yeah. Yeah. Kill yourself, Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer? Where's my financial compensation for that one?
Yeah. You want to pay for my therapy bills?
I'm like getting heated thinking about it, because I was like, of all the characters for that to happen to, for it to be Vax and for him to be my favorite, I was like, of fucking course. But then again, it just became a thing. Like Liam O'Brien, one thing he's going to do is play a tragic character. So
You know what? You're so real for that.
yeah, Caleb is somehow even worse, but his story, Caleb actually gets a happy ending, thank God. So
Vax deserves everything. Like, my favorite character, someone's like, who's your favorite character from Vox Machina? I will say Keyleth, but my second super close is Vax.
yeah, Vax is my favorite by far.
A 0.0001% difference.
Well, we kind of nattered about, but let's hop into our notes portion. Meg, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? I would say I had some stuff that I would like to expound upon, so I might, shocker, I'm going to talk for 30 straight minutes. So why don't you go first, and then I'll finish us off.
Scanlan very proudly states that he has a foot fetish.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure does.
I'm so glad I have a foot fetish.
I love having a foot fetish.
Love Scanlan. He's so funny. Zara and Cash show up. So that is totally out of pure wanting to help Vox Machina find this armor and, this vestige and not have
no ulterior motives whatsoever.
Zero. They're just there to help.
They're just really helpful people.
And then I have I talked about this a little bit in the episode, but how things during shows or animation, it always changes originally from the script, or like, let's just say this is originally from the session. In the campaign, I believe Keyleth is the one who actually used control water on the lake, and she had it to where I think, yeah, the lake was completely frozen and it like cracked open and then just divided completely in half. They couldn't get through at first, and all of a sudden they're trying to figure out what was down there, if it was man-made, if it was creature-made, anything like that. So I just thought that was really interesting, seeing what happens, like what things happen in the campaign versus on screen. It's been really interesting this entire show. And then I know Allie's going to be talking about it a lot in Mighty Nein, so I just wanted to bring that up. So, and then I'm starting to listen to Mighty Nein, so I'm going to be picking up that as well. So it's just a really cool thing to be able to notice, being like, oh, because I mean, Zara was there and everything, and then Trinket was in the tree. They got Trinket in the tree, and Vax actually kicked Vex in the morning. I remember that. He's like, I kicked my sister. I just remember really liking this episode. Is that Cash was talking to Scanlan, and Scanlan was under the impression that Cash liked Vax.
Who wouldn't?
So he was like trying to give Cash advice on like how to talk to Vax, and it was just really funny. But yeah, I had that. And then Zara and Cash talk about the tomb, and they're like, well, where is it? And then they find out it's beneath the lake. And then we see young Vex and Vax. We see snippets of their childhood and the moments when they left their home in Singorn and how their father was. This is the first time we see their father.
Yes. Is his name, what is his name? Sildor?
Something like that, I believe.
Sildor. I'll look it up.
So yeah, that's the first time we see him in the show.
Sildor. I was right.
What is it?
Sildor.
Sildor.
Syldor.
Okay. So yeah, we see Sildor. And then after they left home and what they went through, they haven't found Trinket yet. So this is before Trinket, before they find the bear cub. Just little pieces of their backstory, which I really love to see, and how much that they relied on each other and that they do really have a big codependency, especially Vax. With Vax is like, don't go far from me. So it shows how much he really loves his sister, and just kind of match cutting and like playing back between the flashbacks between, of course, the past and now the present was done very well, and it really tugged at your heartstrings. And then they find the armor after Trinket. So actually, Trinket, this is your fault.
I was thinking it too.
Trinket moves one of the, I forgot what the creatures are, the fish people.
They called them, oh, it started with an A.
Yeah.
Anadors or something like that.
Something along those lines.
The fish people. You know what we're talking about.
Trinket moves one of them, well, Percy moves them, and then they find a missing stone to go into the floor. He puts it in there. Like Allie said before, all he had to do was just be like, hey, Max, get up here. We found it. And so then he could have gone up. He could have disarmed the trap. Boom, done. But no, they open it, and like Ali said again, in D&D, actions have consequences just like real life. Yeah, and Vex got hit with the necromantic trap, which shot through Vex, killing her instantly. Vex is, of course, very upset. And we just see him crying. So that's all I had at the for my notes. So Ali, here's your soapbox.
Not quite on my soapbox, more so just things I'd like to share. Maybe I do have a soapbox moment. We'll get to that when we get to it. So I will quickly run over my standard notes, and then I'll go on my soapbox, then I'll talk about the things that I want to talk about. One of them, I'll try to skip the things that Meg's already talked about. One of the things that we saw repeatedly throughout this episode is Vax preaching caution. It ties back into that rule of thirds thing. I talked about this in Arcane. I think I probably talked about it in Andor as well. The rule of thirds, not necessarily in a camera instance, but in a writing instance is what I'm speaking of specifically. The rule of thirds is the idea that if you have a repeated idea come up 3 times within a story, that's exactly what it needs to get through to the audience. And each time you include one, it changes the perspective of the way that you view these words. So the very, very, very beginning, Vax says to Vex, we really have to be careful. Okay, cool. Got that out of the way. Then they enter. Vax says, please be careful. There are traps in here and they are going to be deadly. That's the second time it comes up. Then they enter that final chamber and Vax says, everyone just stay put. Don't touch anything. This is what I'm talking about, rule of thirds. He says it once and you're like, yeah, whatever. Says it twice and you're like, yeah, okay, I heard you. He says the third time and you're like, okay, I get it. Don't touch anything. And then what do they fucking do? They fucking touch something.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's also 3 flashbacks as well. That's another rule of thirds element that they use, because there's the first flashback of them trying on that tiara when they see their dad, then of them having their like little sibling tiff, I should say. And then there's the third reconciliation there at the end. So rule of thirds is a really great way to hammer home points, but it, again, like I said, it changes your perspective as it goes. We got a mention of the former champion of the Matron of Ravens, Pervon. The actual moment from the campaign is so funny because all of the dialogue that they used here in the show are things that they actually said in the campaign, like at the table. I talked about the use of flashbacks. We had this great moment of Craven Edge and seeing Grog kind of use it and really getting to see him use it here, kind of beginning to narrow in on the fact that something is off with this fucking sword. And we finally had someone really notice, and not only notice, but like try to say something about it with Pike. And you would think that if anyone could get to Grog, it would be Pike. But even still, their conversation gets cut short, and it's a matter of, well, that's an issue. We'll deal with that later, even though it really needs to be addressed now. So I love the just the repetition of, oh, by the way, do you guys remember that Grog's sword is really fucked up? Anyway, moving on. Oh, look, Vex died. And it's like a complete 180 distracting you from what's actually happening here. And so I like that coming up there. There was a lot of instances in this episode where Vex was ignoring Vax. And I think that's kind of the lesson that she learns is maybe listen to your brother once or twice. She doesn't listen to him when they're kids. She doesn't listen to him in the forest. And she doesn't listen to him here in the tomb. And that is her downfall.
That is definitely, like you said, yeah, her downfall. It definitely bites her in the ass to the point of like you said, she's learning her lesson. Vex has such a big ego in that manner where she knows, she's like, I know what's right. I know what to do. I know this. I know that. And look what happened. You didn't listen.
Yup. I'll talk about that in a second. So Vex, obviously, dead, gone. Yeah, one of the other notes I just wrote down, do not go far for me. It's one of my favorite Critical Role quotes. Liam, ironically enough, Liam has had some of the best like lines, but I think Taliesin has had some really good ones as well. Percy and Caduceus especially both have some really, really good ones. Percy had one which was, your secret is safe with my indifference, I think was one he said, which is a banger bar. Caduceus had one which always stuck with me, which is, I hope there will be someone to mourn for you when you're dead, which was like, whew. And then Vax, of course, had do not go far from me. Caleb has one called one where he says, you were not born with venom in your veins. You learned it. So do not go far from me, of course, is, oh man, that really tugs at the heartstrings because it's such a an interesting quote in that it doesn't really mean what it says. I don't really think that people would say that just in general. Like, I don't think if you and I were walking, I'd be like, you'd say, don't get too far, right? That's just not how our vernacular works. But do not go far from me. There's something kind of elegant about it. But it also, too, is in the context of this where they mean, like, don't go somewhere I can't follow. And that's exactly what happens. And it's real sad. So, yeah, those were the smaller moments that I had. I wanted to point out a few things that I think are worth talking about. So we talked about the necromantic burst. So in game, what happened? Taliesin put his hand, I should say Percy. Percy touched the Deathwalker's ward and it sent out a necrotic burst. Only Percy, Vex, and Trinket were within the region of it, and they all had to make, I believe it was dexterity saving throws. Laura rolled, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I've seen this, but I think this is right. Laura rolled a natural 1, Trinket rolled, and Percy rolled. Percy and Trinket both took damage, but it wasn't enough to kill them. And she was like, oh, I'm down. And Matt was like, are you below 0 hit points? And Laura was like, yeah. And without saying anything, Matt doesn't even have to say anything. She knows.
Vex, I need Percy and I need Trinket to all make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, snaps.
Evil shit. Sorry. Oh.
1.
1.
Both you and Trinket
are dead.
Suffer 56 points of necrotic damage.
I'm unconscious.
Does that bring you below 0?
Yeah.
Vex's body falls and hits the stonework, and you look over as you see her eyes stare up, the last bit of air escaping from her lungs.
It was a bad dice roll. This did not necessarily have to kill her, which is the crazy part. She rolled a natural 1, and it's one of the most important natural ones in Critical Role history.
I got chills from you talking about that.
I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to mention, do you know who the voice of Sildor is, the father?
No, I don't actually.
He is voiced by Troy Baker.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's voiced by Troy Baker.
Huh.
For those of you who don't know, Troy Baker plays Joel in The Last of Us. He is the Joker in some of the animated Batman stuff. He is also Travis Willingham's best friend, and he and Laura and Travis, he's also obviously, and Ashley was in The Last of Us, so Laura, Travis, Ashley, and Troy all kind of have a really interesting dynamic. There's also, it makes me think of this really funny story. Travis Willingham was Troy Baker's best man at his wedding, and he got him kidnapped for his bachelor party. I'll see if I can find the video about it, Megan. You'll have to watch it. Travis does he's at a panel talking about it. It's like an 8 or 9 minute video, so we obviously won't include it in here. You guys can look it up if you want. But basically, for Troy Baker's bachelor party, Travis put together this, because he was the best man at Troy Baker's wedding, and he put together this elaborate ruse that Troy had been cast in something that he needed to come in to do voice recording for, and they had other bachelors in the bachelorette party, or the bachelor party, I should say, that were in on it. And so they were all in the booths together. Travis was in there, Troy was in there, and a couple other people. Liam was a part of it. Liam was there because they've been friends with Liam O'Brien for 1,000 years. And I think Sam was there too. And they all got kidnapped, like SWAT raided by fake police. They put bags over their heads. They handcuffed him. They threw him in the back of the car, and they started driving him around. And they're asking him "What's your name? Where are you from? Blah blah blah." And Troy is freaking the fuck out. And so when they finally pulled the back off his head, they were like, "Gotcha, bitch." Troy Baker was like, "What the fuck?"
The way you would never speak to me again.
I would probably speak to you if it was funny enough, but depending on how bad my panic attack was would depend on if we were friends again after that. But yeah, I mean, that was, over Troy Baker's been happily married for over a decade. So obviously he's doing just fine. And him, Travis and Laura still hang out. But yeah, so Troy Baker is a longtime friend of the Critical Role crew, and he is the voice of Sildor here in this campaign. I talked about Pervon. Okay, I wanted to talk about Keyleth and Cash, because there's a funny story behind this one as well. So there is this kind of romantic tension with Keyleth and Cash that's been kind of playing out since they met each other. And I want to say that has to do with the fact that Cash is voiced by and was played by in the actual campaign by Will Friedle. And Marisha, who plays Keyleth, had a crush on him when she was a kid. He was like her childhood crush. And so when he came to play with them, they were all teasing her about it, even though she and Matt were already together by that point. And so it became this dynamic of, well, let's poke fun at Marisha because she used to have a crush on Will. And then it became the Keyleth and Cash dynamic. So I always thought that was super fun. I want to talk about one of my only soapboxes, true soapboxes I have.
Go for it, Queen.
Listen to your fucking rogues when they tell you to wait.
I knew this was coming.
Vax continually preaching caution and getting overlooked is like such a rogue thing to have happen because people are impatient. They don't want to wait for someone to roll an investigation check and then for the DM to say, okay, well, you see a faint aura around the door. Okay, I'm going to try and lockpick it. Okay, make a thieves tool check, make a dexterity check, whatever, to unpick the door. No one wants to sit around and wait for it. So they're like, I'm just going to try the door, see if it opens. That's the downfall of every rogue, is a party that is getting too impatient. And the funny thing is too, is a lot of traps, like rogues can duck out of the way because they have really good dexterity because they're proficient in dexterity saving throws. And at a certain point, your rogue gets evasion, and if they roll a dex save and succeed, they take no damage, while your ass might take 68 necrotic, you know? Listen to your rogues when they're trying to investigate and they're trying to look for traps. Just let them do their thing. So that was one. Vex committed the cardinal sin in this episode that we talked about in Andor, which was she said to Vax, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't watch our Andor series, let me illuminate this. If you're watching a project and a character says, I'll be fine, we'll be okay, we'll talk about this later, nothing's gonna happen, that character will be dead in the next hour. That's just how it is. More often than not, that is a very subtle way for writers to go, it's gonna suck when these words come back to bite them in the ass, isn't it? And they sure did. So yeah, Vex saying I'll be fine. I just have to shake my head at that a little bit because you're like, well, there she goes. Let's do, okay, I have two more. So the Deathwalker's ward, one interesting thing about this that I remember hearing after the fact was, I want to say it was during the campaign 1 wrap-up that they did, or it might have been during a Vox Machina, which unfortunately you can no longer watch. They are not available anymore. Matt was talking about the Deathwalker's ward, and someone I think had asked, like, was it always meant for Vax? And Matt said no, he wasn't really sure who was going to take what vestige, but he actually intended, or maybe not intended, maybe that's too strong of a word, but he actually thought it would have been really good for Percy.
Which is interesting. But now, like, looking at how it unfolded, I think it fit Vax.
No, I mean, it's perfectly Vax's, but I also can see too where someone like Percy, who's like an on-the-ground fighter, I could totally see him taking the Deathwalker's award.
For sure.
Also, Percy would have looked sick as fuck in the Deathwalker's ward.
100%.
He would have looked sick as hell, but alas, that was just one thing. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is just another small, sweet anecdote, which kind of goes hand in hand with this last one about the Deathwalker's ward. During that, I think it was during the campaign 1 wrap up, Matt asked Liam, like, did you always plan for this to be Vax's fate? Like, was this always his destiny? And Matt was like, no, I just really wanted you to feel special. Because at the time, Liam O'Brien's mother had just passed away. And he was struggling really, really, really hard. And he almost left the campaign for a little bit and was going through a lot of really tough personal struggles towards the end of the campaign when it got to, like, this is your destiny. Like, this is what you were meant to do, what you're born to do. Liam happened to ask him in the wrap-up, like, well, was Vax always destined to be tied to the matron? And Matt's answer was basically like, no, I wanted to make you happy. And I just love that.
Matt, I know we curse at you a lot, but that was really nice.
Anyway, that's the end of my notes, Meg. Anything else you want to include?
Nope, that's all I had.
If you skipped our intro for whatever reason, please check out our community page where we are talking about the live stream that Meg and I might be doing. It sounds like live stream is what everyone's voting for. The live stream that Meg and I might be doing, it'll be in October of this year, so about 2-ish months from now. Meg and I will be together. Please let us know what you guys would want to see and let us know what questions you guys might have for us, or you can ask them in the chat when we do that live stream. But without any further ado, Meg and I will sign off here because we got another episode to watch and we're very excited to see the next one. It's one of my favorites of the whole show, so I'm really excited to get into it. So we will sign off here for the night and see you guys in the next one. Bye!